Hello everyone, this is Srigaru once again. Come back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to continuation part of the second units and measurement. In this video, we are going to discuss about the physical quantities. As we discussed in the earlier class, physical quantities, that means there are different types of physical quantities are there in nature. We can measure this. The quantities which we can measure by certain instrument or certain by using the equations, that quantity is known as a physical quantities. Just I have written here the definition. The quantities which can be measured, they are called physical quantities. Example, can we measure the length of the board or length of the person or length of certain anything? We can measure the length. We can measure the time, we can measure the velocity, we can measure the acceleration. All these are called physical quantities. Right? This is the simplest definition. The quantities which we can measure, they are called physical quantities. Okay? There are different types of physical quantities are there. Like the first one is a ratios. Ratios means if we take any two similar quantities a ratio, then we get a different physical quantity, such as refractive index. Refractive index, generally we define the velocity of the light in one medium divided by the same velocity of light in the other medium. That ratio which gives the refractive index. Here C is representing velocity of the light in vacuum, and this V is representing velocity of the light in the medium. Because of there is a change in the velocity, but when we take meter per second divided by meter per second, they will get cancelled. Then ultimately we get the unitless quantity, that is refractive index. Similarly, there is a coefficient of friction is there. This is the another example for the ratios, which we take the friction occurred on the one surface divided by friction occurred on the other surface. That force will get cancelled. Ultimately we get a coefficient of friction, that is represented by mu. Right? Okay? Next, the second one is scalar quantities. Already you heard these quantities in high school section. This scalar quantities means there are such quantities which give only the magnitude value. They does not shows the directions. Such quantities are called scalar quantities, and the definition is the quantities which having only the magnitude value. Magnitude ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Magnitude means number. ಬರೀ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. either it may be a positive or negative. ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡ್ರಿ. ಓಕೆ? the magnitude value ಅಷ್ಟೇ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದರ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಬಾರದು. ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ನಾವು ಏನಂತೀವಿ? ಸ್ಕೇಲಾರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಸ್ಪೀಡ್. ನೀವು ಗಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಏನಂತ, ಗಾಡಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟದ ಅಂತಂದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊಂಟದ ಗಾಡಿ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ತೋರಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ? ಸ್ಪೀಡೋಮೀಟರ್. ಹೌದಾ? which gives only the speed of the vehicle, not in which direction it is moving. Right? Similarly, time. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, now the time is 4 o'clock, but what is the direction of the time? No, there is no direction for the time. Similarly, there are different types of scalar quantities are there. This is the one another type of quantities. And the next third one is vector quantity. Vector quantity means the quantity which are having both magnitude and direction. ಎರಡೂ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಟ್ಯೂಡು ಇರಬೇಕು, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ನಾವೇನಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ನಾ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಡಸ್ಟರ್ ತಗೋತೇನಪ್ಪ. ಡಸ್ಟರ್ನ ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಡಸ್ಟರ್. ರೈಟ್? when I apply the force on the duster at a particular distance, the object will get displaced. The force direction is the direction in which the object is displaced. This is what we call magnitude and the direction. ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ದಾಗ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, magnitude value ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. Correct? Okay. Similarly, velocity is displacement, right, divided by time. Displacement, either it may be a positive x-axis, negative x-axis, or z-axis, any axis in which it can move, right? That displacement which representing the magnitude and the direction. Correct? Okay, these are the types of physical quantities. In the next video we will discuss different types of physical quantities like fundamental quantities and derived quantities. Thank you.